Maxwell, we have some Brisbane royalty.
Some legends of the game.
Legends of the game, because you know what? Gina works at Hearts.
And she doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
She just loves the attention, Sam.
I tell you what, DZ Deathrays have some absolute bangers.
God, I love going through their back catalogue. You get like a $1 Chills or Northern Lights. Oh, good shit.
You go on about Northern Lights all the time.
Banger.
But
Banger.
the boys,
Yes.
they've just dropped their 7th album, Easing Out of Control.
Mm-hmm.
They're on tour. They're getting ready to play their home Brisbane show.
We love a homecoming show.
We do, at the Crowie.
But so we jumped on for a little chat. And I'll tell you what, it's good to find out a bit about the record, but also a bit about like them. I guess and we address this in the chat in the nicest way, becoming elder statesmen of the scene, especially here in Brisbane, and what that means, and how they're taking that responsibility.
Yeah, and it's an interesting one because it's not at all an offensive statement. Because they, you think of that 2010s era in the Brisbane scene in particular. It was like the big three.
Absolutely.
You had Soho, DZ, and June Rats.
Yeah.
And they were the talk of the town. Like Triple J, that was all they played.
Yeah.
And obviously the scene's taste has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But
And Alumbra closed.
I think I saw DZ at like what's that music school in the Valley? JVC or something?
JMC.
JMC.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw DZ at an all ages JMC Academy show.
Hell yeah.
Which was insane. And it was hot as, and I, couldn't buy alcohol, so I had a couple of Coke No Sugars.
Nothing's changed.
No. But before we go in, what's your favourite DZ song?
I mean, it probably is Northern Lights, I won't lie. Fucking tune.
Black Rat.
Ooh, good album. I think, what about yours?
Oh yeah, it's the album, not the song. Total Meltdown.
Ooh.
And their cover of Run to Paradise.
Oh yeah, that was actually fucking banger.
Just bangers. Anyway, let's not keep the boys anymore, shall we? I'm going to give this one to you.
Thanks, Paul.
Maxwell, lucky we already recorded a little bit more of a professional intro because we are absolutely all over the shop at the moment. Tickety-boo now, though, as you said. But it's an exciting time. We are joined by none other than Simon from DZ Deathrays. Mate, how's it going?
Hey, not bad. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. I feel like we've been playing like pen pals over social media the last little bit. So it's been a long time coming, I feel. We've been liking each other's stuff. It's been quite cute, to be honest. That's hot.
Nice to have a little, what is it? I guess, some pre-banter.
That's it. But look, congratulations are in order. 7th album just came out, Easing Out of Control. How does it feel to finally have that one sort of out of the studio and into people's ears?
It feels great. Like, we didn't anticipate that would be a full album. So it kind of started off as like 2 EPs. So for it to come together as like a full album and actually a good one, that's nice. That's always real nice to put out something that you're happy about.
100%, as opposed to, the opposite, which I can't imagine is the best feeling in the whole world, but...
No, I'm glad we haven't been there yet. But I'm sure... One day we'll be hungry for cash and we'll put out a real shit record and be like, oh, God. And that'll be a real rough press circuit on that one.
Well, before we deep dive into the album itself, we start the show the same way every time, and that is to get an idea of what you've been spinning in your playlist lately.
I know straight off the bat, I've been listening to a lot of my friend Laura Mary Carter. Have you heard of her?
I haven't, no.
No, I can't say I have either.
So she does play in a band called Blood Red Shoes, and she just put out this awesome solo album called Bye Bye Jackie, which is really good. I've been listening to some Donny Benet.
Hell yeah!
You guys on board with the Benet?
Max is very familiar.
I love Donny Benet as a musician, and the only time I've ever interviewed him was my worst ever interview. I fucked it up so bad, and I got the wrong... I prepped all my stuff based on the wrong album. Got in there, asked all the questions. He's like, "Oh, that was like a good interview, or whatever." But that was my 2nd album, and this is like my 5th. And I was like, "Oh fuck."
He's so nice. I can't imagine him ever correcting anyone ever.
I had to sketch the whole thing. It was a fucking nightmare. But yes, I love his music.
Oh, brutal. What else am I listening to? Pabst. Have you heard of those guys?
Yep.
Like the beer?
It's similar, like the same name as the beer, but they're like a German rock band.
Yeah. No, that's right. It was just for my Spotify search later, just making sure I had the spelling right.
Yeah, that's it. The new Portugal the Man record's really good. Have you guys heard that one?
Haven't listened to it yet. Might be coming up for a listen.
Sheesh, I think it is. What else is cute?
Rotation.
New Bass Drummer Death's out, which is badass. I think that's 6. So we're 1 ahead of him at the moment. Still winning the race. Take that, Chumbury. I can't think what else I'm listening to.
That's a pretty good selection, though.
Yeah, thanks. What about you guys?
Well, a bit of DZ.
Oh. Hey, nice. You don't have to say that. I appreciate it, though.
I think. Oh, Sam, what did you brought a bit of renown this week to the show? I think.
Bit of renown. I've been spamming a bit of Ocean Grove. I've been getting back into them lately, which is a bit strange. All bands, but I don't know. Whenever I get asked that question, I freeze up and I don't know what to say. It's like, well, I don't know. I just ask the questions around here.
Yeah, it's hard. It's lucky we got cheat sheets, I guess.
That's it. And now I'm wishing that I brought my cheat sheet. But anyway.
Well, let's talk a bit of Easing Out of Control. As Sam mentioned, it's out now, and it is the 7th album, which is pretty fucking stellar, to be honest. You mentioned before that there was kind of like a couple of EPs that kind of merged into this album before, and that probably answers a bit of this question, which is that it feels like there's sort of 2 parts to this. There's the sort of more classic DZ, thrashy, like raucous sound, and then there's some stuff like on Real Love or Ordinary Life that feels more like slower, a bit more like musically restrained. Mm-hmm. How did it come about that there was those sort of 2 parts to it? How'd you bring them together, and kind of what led to this album being what it is?
So when we just had a couple of demos lying around at the start, and then we got offered this gig down in Gosford. It was like a little festival that was run by the Grove Studios, had a hand in it, and so they offered us like, hey, do you want to just come and do the show, and we'll give you like 2 weeks worth of recording time. And we're like, all right, cool. And so we're like, oh, well, we got enough songs to do an EP, so let's go spend 1 week and we'll do an EP. And I'm pretty sure Luke Henry had that first week available too. So he came and did bass on a bunch of songs. And then as that one was getting done, we kind of just had these extra demos that were still around. So we're like, oh, okay. And like, when we did our first record with Burke Reed, he gave us this mentality of just like every record, if you want some nice like cohesion between all the tracks and it to feel like it's a full record, you have like a buddy system. So like if one track sounds like another, then it's kind of like that's your buddy for that. And so if each one's kind of got that, then it gives you a nice sounding record. And we found some of the new demos kind of felt like they had buddies already on the first EP. And then we were like, oh, let's just put out a full album then. Why fuck around and do 2 EPs when it's a lot easier just to do 1 record when it's there.
Fair.
That seems like pretty good, pretty sound advice. Do you think that there's like, which buddy pairing do you reckon like to you sings out to be the most like, okay, that was the weirdest combination, but it works really well at the end?
Give me a sec. Another cheat sheet.
It's an open book exam. This whole interview.
Phew, thank God. So I feel like Ordinary Life and like Skyline kind of sit together pretty well. Stuff like Demolition and Sideways, pretty stomping. First Night Fever and Like No Other, I would say those 2 are there. Pissing in the Breeze, I don't know which one that would fit with. Maybe Skyline? Or no, I'd say Easy and Control and Skyline. So there's kind of that sort of vibe. And then Water was one that Shane kind of just had. I think it's like the first time he's ever just written one by himself, and he's like, hey, I got this one. And we were like, dude, that sounds sick, chuck it on. And then, I think it just caps it off really nicely.
I suppose like sonically, you guys have always been happy to play with a heap of different sounds. I'm thinking back to songs like Northern Lights and around then when it's sort of just, an example of a sound that when you've listened to other DZ songs like, oh, sick, this is a bit of a change up. Where in the songwriting process, I suppose, do you guys sort of sit down and go, okay, cool, this song is it's going to need some thrashy drums, some scratchy guitar, and where can you kind of be a bit more like, bring in those different palettes with it?
So what we do is because we all live in different cities, so we all have these little home studios, and we'll just put tracks back and forth on Dropbox, and so it's kind of, we just build them from there like that. And so it's like, that's where a lot of the stuff tonally kind of comes together. And then when you go into the studio, you're like, oh, cool, what do we actually can get our hands on, And then sometimes if we get our hands on some cool shit, like we will just, it'll be 2 a.m. and you're going ham on that sort of stuff, and that'll just work, hopefully. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of, especially nowadays, that you can get MIDI like sounding good synths, and everything's a clone of something else. So you can get access to these things now. So I think a lot of it is in demoing on just Dropbox first.
When you are just so, I guess siloed would be the word for it, when you're working in different cities and having to work so virtually, do you find that sometimes, or that the in-person songwriting just can't be replicated the way it, or what am I trying to say? I'm completely fucking this up, but
I get you, man. No,
it can't be replicated in the same way, when you're going online back and forward.
So that's kind of the next phase. Like, we'll get a bunch of demos together, and then we go hire out a studio somewhere and we'll jam on them. Because you'll be like, oh, this sounded cool as a demo, and then you gotta try to all play it together. And you're like, it's just a catastrophe or whatever, and you're like, that. How on earth did we write that bit that in the demo it doesn't sound like it fits? So when you jam on them together as a band, then you kind of get all the nuance out of it. And you're like, oh, so this is how that transition should feel. This is how we could play that. And then we go into the studio, and then we kind of fuck it up again, and then we come back after and try to learn how to play them again. But now they're set in concrete, so you got to learn how to make those bits work.
Then you've got to replicate them note for note. Yeah. Well, you mentioned in an interview recently that you guys will have been playing, Jesus Christ, I'm having a stroke here tonight. Will have been playing in DZ longer than you haven't. So, I mean, that sort of sentiment for a second, where do you see yourself as an individual artist outside of, the DZ name as a musician?
I don't know. Like, we've always had side stuff. Like, when we first started the band, we also started another band called Velociraptor. So we've done that for a lot of years.
Shout out Velociraptor, by the way.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was a fun band. And then it's kind of, we just do stuff on the sides. It's always kind of like, what was that movie, Superstar? The guy, like, said it perfectly. He's like, it's like Wu-Tang Clan. Everyone can go on the side and do their own thing. But when you get back together, it's Wu-Tang. So it's kind of like, it's like that for us. So I don't know. It'll always be like the mainstay, I feel like, for us. Just because we still like traveling and drinking beers and playing shows. Yeah.
Absolutely. Are there any song ideas that you've sort of scored away for yourself if you've come across like a good drum line and you're like, that doesn't quite fit in DZ, I'm just going to pocket that and keep it
totally, yeah, man. I got heaps. Because being the drummer, and you're like, I started on guitar, so like, here's some cool guitar riffs I've written, and the guy's like, yeah, it's cool. So I'm like, all right, I'll put that one away in my folder. So yeah, I got to unleash a bunch with Total Pace, which is a little punk band that I started with Luke Henry and Matt from iHeart, and from fuck, what's his other band called? Oh god, it's gonna kill me. Oh, you guys will put that in later. And Franco Kozik.
We'll use like a full Microsoft Sam ChatGPT voice to put it into.
Nah, I want that Simpsons you ever see that crusty camp one where Mr. Black is in it?
Yeah.
And Mr. Black. Yeah, I want that vibe.
We can make that happen.
Thanks, man. But yeah, so we've kind of always been, doing whatever. There's no rules or anything.
As well as the album, you guys are in the middle of the Easing Out of Control tour. You've already played shows over in Perth and in Adelaide. Have you found that the new tracks have gone with the live shows? How's the reception with the audience?
Surprisingly well. I feel like everyone knows when you're in a band, and the band's like, all right, ready for the new stuff. And it's like, it changes the mood, and not usually for the best. But yeah, it was cool to see songs that like we finished on one of the new ones that wasn't a single or anything, so no one would have heard it, and it came out the day of, so I can't imagine anyone would have heard it more than once, and it crushed. It was great. It was really surprising. Yeah, it was cool.
Well, you guys are on tour at the moment. You're grabbing local bands in each city to bring along for the riders' supports.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys are sort of looking at who to bring on board for the shows, is there any sort of criteria in terms of what you want to bring with these acts? Are there bands that you really enjoy listening to, or that you've worked with prior? What's sort of the criteria you guys look for?
It's a bit of both. So like, yeah, sometimes it'll be friends bands that we just want to catch up with because we haven't seen them in ages and we like them. A lot of the time it'll be bands that like are up and coming that friends will be telling us about that we haven't had the chance to see. And yeah, just stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about booking your own tour is like, you'd be like, cool, I want to see this band. I'm not going to be in Melbourne for like, a couple of months. Let's book them, see if we can play. But ultimately, it's just got to be good people and who play good music. That's it. That's what we're keen. People want to stick around for a beer after as well and have a laugh. We like
the
that.
hang's got to be important, surely.
We like a good hang, yeah.
Well, on that note, I mean, DZ are heading towards 20 years as a band, and I think next year's going to be 15 years since the debut. And look, time's a constant, but purely by the way it all sort of works, you guys by default are becoming elders of the scene, elder statesmen, even while dropping new material. Do you consider
backing it up? Sorry, keep on.
I was going to say, do you consider with that sentiment, like, do you guys have a duty to sort of create a space for the next generation of bands to come up in the same way you were sort of given that space as well?
Yeah, totally, man. That's kind of what we want to do. Is we want to just that's why we like booking locals, give everyone a shot who's around, because that's, how we got up. Also, shit like sharing backline and sharing riders. We're all about that. And because when we were coming up, fuck, man, there was a lot of times we would be like, here's your closet, or you don't even get a green room. Don't look at the band. Don't talk to anybody. Just sit there, do your thing, and get out. And so, and here's a drink ticket to share between the two of you. Shit like that. So we just want to make shit really inclusive, making sure everyone has a great show, because that's what it's about, and then just have fun, and kind of that's it, man. And I think if the more that becomes
this time.
Yeah, that's it. Not odd numbers. That's just diabolical. How to break up bands 101.
Where you either have like a really fucked up front person, or like the whole band is like just, oh cool, we'll just, that was my 30 mils of beer.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Aside from the tour, you guys are also heading over to Germany later in the year for a run at the Rock and Wild tour. Yeah. DZ have always kind of seemed to have this really solid international following, especially in Europe. And you guys often, make sure that you've got good, European and, well, I suppose all international touring schedules. You guys are pretty keen to keep it up. Where do you find is the most sort of unexpected pocket of fans that really can't fucking come out for a DZ show?
Right now, it is like East Europe, so like Czech Republic, stuff like that is pumping, man. There's so many good rock festivals over there. It is so good. Love going over there. Yeah, and they just go ham. Like the first time we went over there, we were doing a show at Juni's, and I think smoking had been banned in venues here for a while, and so we kind of got back used to it. And then like going over there, doing a show, in where was it? Somewhere in the Czech. And like people running on stage, putting a dart in their mouth and then going crowd surfing. Like we were just like, that's phenomenal. Hell yeah, these guys, they still got it. Like someone smoking a dart on top of a mosh pit. It's just like, that's where they're at. That's great. Love it.
Now look, before we let you go, we wanted to bring up a bit of a deep cut, bit of a relic that Max has very kindly dug up for us, and that is your fully sanctioned cover/rework of Naughty Girl as performed by Mr. G in Summer High Tie.
Yeah.
Talk us through that process, like connecting with Chris Lilley and putting that out. How did that all come together?
I was telling someone about this the other day. They wouldn't believe me. I can't. We just got asked because the show was killing it at the moment, and we were on tour, and we had some studio. We had like a day to go into our buddy's studio in Germany, and we were going to do it. We did a Christmas single, and then we got asked to do this one, which was, and they're like, do you want to take like $5,000, or you can take a cut of whatever the sales of the soundtrack will be? And we're like, what? All right, cool. Like, fuck, we'll just take the 5G and we'll go in and we'll not bang this thing out. We loved the show, and we thought that song was hilarious. And yeah, that's just how we had not written anything. We just got into the studio and we had like a couple hours to just put that together. And then I was at this after party once, and I saw Chris Lilley, and I was on my way out, and I was real buckled. I think it was the same time. I should have just even talked to him or something, but I was just like, hey, it's Chris Lilley. And I just kept walking. And he was like, hey. I was like, that's the only interaction I've ever had with him.
Wow, okay.
Do you know if he was a fan of the band?
Sorry?
Do you know if he was a fan of the band when it like was coming together, or?
Don't know. That's probably something I should have asked him at that point, but I just had to get out. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, probably nothing good is going to happen if I talk to this person. You know, when you're in those moments and you're like, I'm just going to shoot his ear off about something that I don't even know about.
Oh, the fact that I know exactly what that feeling feels like, and usually it's when your stomach really starts to drop down. You're like, oh yeah, this might not be the best option.
Yeah, it's never a good time.
Well, Easing Out of Control is DZ Deathrays' 7th studio album. It's out now, so listen in wherever you get your music. Catch them live in Melbourne at the Nightcat, in Hobart at the Altar, in Brisbane and in Sydney at the Crowbar between January 23rd and February 7th. And for international listeners, catch them at the Rock 'n' Vinyl Festival in Germany on August 1st. Head to dzdeathrays.com for more information and tickets. Simon, thanks so much for taking the time and having a chat to us today.
Oh, likewise, guys. Thanks so much for having us.